Today, I'd like to offer a short video on duality and generalization. So this came out of a current discussion that's going on around Europe and in Ireland at the moment around should people keep 2 meters apart or 1 meter apart. And, I'm always amazed at these discussions, how it's all or nothing. It's either one or the other. And that's called dualistic thinking. So, dualistic thinking basically says it's either black or it's white. It can't be somewhere in between. And as human beings, we don't live in a black and white world. There's always something in between. But for whatever reason, or the way our brains work, they like things in black and white. It's as simple as that. But the reality of the world is it doesn't necessarily work that way. So, my response to that particular conversation is, okay, so if 2 meters is the recommended distance that people need to keep in certain situations, well, can we not then modify it according to the context? So, for example, in schools or maybe in pubs or restaurants, 1 meter might be more appropriate because of the context. So there may be a tiny bit more risk, but on the other side, it actually makes the business viable or the school able to function. And I think these are the types of conversations that we need to have. I'm really tired, to be honest, of the generalization, one box fits all approach that the Western world politics and so on takes to everything. It's a good start to try and be as inclusive, to get everybody, let's get everybody into the one box and then we'll have it covered. But it doesn't work. It's not. So a typical example was the COVID-19 wage subsidy that was paid in Ireland didn't include women on maternity leave. There was a one box fit all approach and they didn't fit in the box. So now, the health minister today went back and tweaked the box so that now the people on maternity leave, when they go back to work, can get the benefit. And I think this is the kind of thinking that we need in general in order to solve our problems in at home, in work, in society, in the world in general. We can't stay in black or white thinking. And so many contexts work in the black or white way, whether it's religious context, in politics, you're either going to heaven or hell. In politics, you're either Republican or Democrat, you're Fianna Fáil, Fine Gael, whatever, you're left or right, of the political divide. And one of the things about our interdependence now in the world as human beings is that, we're all connected. We're connected, in so many ways. And we need to understand that the world is not black and white. It does not work that way. And of course, the media doesn't necessarily help because some sensationalist type media, mainly tabloid media, loves black and white because then it creates fear. It can create fear, and fear sells, or sensation sells, So for example, even in the medical profession, most of our modern medicine, I'm going to be really controversial and I'm going to mention the word vaccines. I hope my video isn't cut for that. But most modern medicine, has all these side effects that come out on a big list when you're going to take your medication. And basically the side effects are there because the medicine is designed and has been tested in a general sense. It's one box fits all approach, yet there isn't a single human being in the world that's like you or me. Out of nearly 7 billion people in the world, we are all different. So therefore, whatever approach we take medically, and I know the medical world is trying to move towards that in its genome sequencing and so on, but really we need medicine that isn't a one box fits all approach with a million side effects. What we need is specific individualized medication that is able to be appropriate for a person's individual makeup, exact individual makeup and needs. So And I think, you know, that's what we want to aim for in general in our society. And I see it all the time. It's lazy thinking. And it happens, you know, it happens so much. When I was living in Ireland, I'm in Spain now, but I mean, it happens in Spain as well as in Ireland, in laws that are passed, in tax laws, in housing laws, in all sorts of laws. Let's just have one big box and put everybody into it. Instead of saying, yes, let's have that sense of equality where we want to get everyone into the box, but we also acknowledge individual needs and contexts within that box, within that box. And therefore, we can really be inclusive rather than either leaving people outside of the box because they don't fit, or by putting people into the box and they're not comfortable in there because it's not for them. It's not right for them. So again, I go back to the argument, should people, you know, stay at 2 meters in public places or 1 meter because of the pandemic and the virus? And, you know, dualistic thinkers love those kind of arguments, love those. Oh yeah, it has to be one or the other. It can't be both. And in a way, the way that we need to train our thinking is to be able to say it can be both and, rather than either or. So we move into the thinking of togetherness, the thinking of togetherness. Sometimes it's called non-dual thinking in the East, but I like the thinking of togetherness because ultimately it's the togetherness of our human existence that's going to bring us through this. That's going to increase humanity's well-being. So it can be both and. I can have certain contexts where it's appropriate to be 2 meters apart, and other contexts where it's appropriate to be 1 meter apart, and even other contexts then obviously where it's appropriate to be no meters apart, because the human experience and the human condition thrives on connection, physical connection, emotional connection, mental connection, spiritual connection is absolutely vital to people's well-being as human beings. Absolutely vital. Thank you for listening today. If you've got any feedback on the video or anything you'd like to say, I'm always open to constructive feedback. Thank you.